Hi, just letting you know that summer's almost over and it may be time to finish your travels. If you haven't been away to visit any of your extended family, you might want to take your children on a little trip somewhere, maybe not too far right now, because you're still saving for bigger things, right? But you can start visiting your aunts and uncles, their cousins, things like that bring memories with the family together. And sometimes you have to put things aside, like especially if you plan on, I don't know, going somewhere else or doing something else or cleaning your house, wanting to clean the car, paint something, um, or picking up an extra shift on the weekends, for example. Weekends are great times to visit family, and it would probably be very nice to start when the children are younger so they have the memories you had. Having said that, it can be, a bus ride to the place, and you can drive. You don't have to pack any bags or anything. You're only going for the day. The other thing you can do is consider later on, as you've gone to visit your extended cousins and whatnot, you may choose to have a barbecue, or you may invite a few family members to come and have a barbecue. And knowing that it can get pretty pricey, we all know that, try seeing if you can have potluck. I've done that a few times and it becomes really nice. People want to help you, they understand the economy today. Um, and I'm pretty good with that. And so some people will bring the sweets, for example, or they like to bake and they'll make their cookies. A lot of salads are homemade. You can do cold, you can do getting ready for hot preps. If you don't have a barbecue, if you have no way of cooking outdoors, I do suggest you get everything ready for oven. And that's a little bit of prepping ahead of time, and that's okay. Nobody cares about that either. If you have to, you can do sandwiches. Okay, doesn't have to be anything big or extraordinary. It's just a matter of getting everybody into an area where kids have a time to run around, play with their cousins, play with their extended family, and have fun. Okay, it's the point of growing with them, if I can say that. Sometimes people will want to bring a friend. Hey, that's great too. Come along. Like, the more the merrier. Um, a big one, if you don't know what you're going to have to drink, doesn't have to be alcohol. You can do tea, coffee. You can do water with lemon sliced up in it, or a cucumber in it. Both of them are quenching drinks, whichever one you choose. Now, some people will add strawberry, I guess, to them, to give them that flavor, and that's perfect too. But I'm just thinking of starting early and on a very little budget, because again, this is where we can learn to save on the budget if there's things on sale, right? So using things on sale, anything that's canned, you can put aside. Find the storage space for it. If you're going to be having hamburger, ground beef, hot dogs. Wow, the price of hot dogs now is crazy. Um, you can make the patties up ahead of time and freeze them, and they stay just as good as if you're having them that day, fresh bought. Um, you may need your onions, lettuce, little things like that. But again, the amount that you're going to save weekly or bi-weekly can go towards those little things, because you may have $25 extra. You may have $50 extra that you put aside for special things. Okay? And so that way you have enough of what you want to use. You don't have to be buying pop. You don't have to be buying exquisite drinks. If somebody wants to bring beer, wine, whatever, that's up to them. Let them bring whatever, BYOB, bring your own booze. You don't have to support them. What you're supporting is getting together and enjoying yourself and their company. Okay? They're going to do the same. And it starts to build a bond that lasts for years, actually, when you continue to do these things. A lot of people do have family barbecues. Some people, as the families grow, have extended barbecues. And I'm really impressed. I mean, we're talking 50, 60, 70 people. Um, I've had up to 55, but I mean, but 60, 70, maybe 80. That's counting probably their best friends as well, um, for mom and dad. But usually, the more the family grows, the more people want to enjoy themselves. And if you have games that the kids can play outside, that's great. They don't necessarily need TV games. They don't need consoles. You want to bring it back again to the card games, kick the ball, whatever. If they're older, they can have a dart game, and that's easy. Um, if you have swings, that's perfect. Anything, batting a ball. I mean, whatever you can think of. I mean, there's so many other things. Kids still today love tag. So if you've got kids under, I would say 7, 2 to 7, tag is the perfect way to go. And they still do it today, and they still love it. So growing up with those little things, you can't beat it. If you're going to have all that, I suggest you do some pictures as well with children that are playing, because eventually that becomes a memory for them. It will jog a memory in their thing going, I remember when we had that. I was just little. And I'm like, yeah, that's right. And when children show me their little books sometimes, it's impressive that they can actually jog that memory that they have. So, I mean, sometimes kids will say, as they get into their 20s, 30s, they will say, well, who's that? Well, that was you. Oh, I remember that. I says, well, that was you. And then they get anxious to flip through the pictures and see what else is there. Like, what else can I find? So for them, they are still comfortable with some of their relatives. Now, as people get older, the relatives get older, you'll find that they do kind of move away a bit, or they go to other places, countries, states, whatever, and cities even. And if there's a big distance between where they're going and where they're ending up, you may not be able to go there for a day. Um, and that's why a lot of families now don't have the things that we had before. But hopefully, you keep them so that they do have connections with family members. I can honestly say that that brings families closer together. And if somebody ticks you off, ignore it. They themselves could have had a bad moment before they even started out to come. Okay? So enjoy who you have around you, and remember that, it's all in fun, it's all learning, and people socializing. I mean, this is what they did in the old times, and I recently did it myself until my parents passed away. And we had a backyard, and I could just invite everybody, put up tables, and it was fabulous. So it's probably a good idea to do that with your children starting out, and invite your brothers or sister, parents, and you can move into your cousins. Like, once you have begun, it's not long before your family discuss it and start talking about, we had a great time at Sue's house. I mean, it was so much fun, and there were so many people there, and the food was great, and the entertainment was great. And the entertainment can be just radio music, TV music, whatever. Or if anybody plays instruments, they can bring their banjo, they can bring their guitar, whatever they want to bring. Um, and if it's on a beach, you can probably have a bonfire as well and just bring, um, and that's another thing I thought of, but you can just bring like your picnic for the family and things that you can share with others. So you don't have to have a backyard if you don't have one. However, you can pick a beach that has the tables or a nice sandy beach, and you can invite your relatives, like your brother, sister, parents, whatever, and your good friends with you to a certain beach at a certain time for a picnic. And children love that. And they'll be out of your hair. You won't have to entertain the children because all the children will entertain themselves. You just need to keep a close eye on them, that's all. And make sure they don't get into any disastrous stuff. So that's another way of doing it as well. Just bring what you want to share. So if you can afford cookies, or if you want to make, I personally do homemade baking, but if you want to bake something and share it with everybody, then that's perfect. That's exactly what you're going to do. So it's just a thought of how we can simply kind of come to an end of our summer and put everything behind us and just kind of enjoy a day with the family. And it doesn't mean you're going to be seeing them all the time. And that's the best part. If you can do something for maybe 3 times a year, I always try to at least do 3 times. If not, I do 2. And I would hear from them usually on Facebook or whatever, we would chat. But if you can try for at least twice a year. And it doesn't have to be right at Christmas, the most expensive time of the year. I personally find it very expensive to try to do parties at Christmas, no matter what, um, whether they're birthday parties or whatever. That I try to keep out. However, Valentine's parties, Halloween parties are really good to offset everything. And it doesn't have to be really big. It just has to be your closest relatives that you're inviting. And you're inviting them for the purpose of still growing with them. Okay? Because a lot of people don't know their family's background. And the more you get to know them, the more you love them. And it's just one of those comfortable feelings to have them. I don't think it's fair to have to wait until someone passes away before you went, oh, I wish I had seen them more often. That's a regret um, that most people carry after the fact. But while you're of younger stage, or even 30s and 40s, if you've not seen your relatives, that's a good age to start. I mean, you don't have to be in your teens, you don't have to be in your 20s. And like I say, you can start a little bit later in life, because then you're a little bit more settled. You have a little bit more cash saved up for these things, and you're able to just relax and have a good time. And that's what we're here for. So anyway, I really hope that you try this and see how you make out. If you could you please hit the like button and subscribe, so we can get to more people who would probably need to hear this. I would love to do that. So thank you for watching and have a great day.